Good evening. The NBA Championship Series gets underway in Boston tonight. The Celtics, coming off that extremely tough 7-game series with Philadelphia, meeting a real surprise team, Houston, which knocked off the Kansas City Kings to make it this far. The series looks like a mismatch on paper. The Celts have won the last 13 meetings with the Rockets and 30 of their 33 games in Boston. Bird, Maxwell, Archibald, who hits the jumper there, and Parrish are the big guns for Boston, a team that won 22 more games than Houston did during the regular season. The Rockets have a real tower of strength, though, in Moses Malone, who you see scoring inside there. He's the league's second leading scorer and top rebounder this season. And little Calvin Murphy has been a key to the Houston success. Coming off the bench, you see him hit that long jumper there. The Rockets will be trying to become the first team to win the title with an under 500 regular season record. They were just 40-42 in the regular season. Game 1 in Boston tonight. Before the smallest home crowd of the young baseball season, just 528, the Florence Blue Jays lost for the 9th time in the last 11 games last night. The Anderson Braves won the series opener by a 6-4 score in a game that went 10 innings. Florence took a 4-3 lead into the 9th, but the visitors tied it and then scored a couple in the 10th to win. Florence is in the basement of the South Atlantic League's Southern Division with an 8-17 mark. The Blue Jays host the Braves again this evening at 7:30. The final game of that homestand is set for tomorrow. Then Florence will go on the road to Spartanburg. It'll be at least a week before the South Carolina Gamecocks find out if they've won an at-large bid to the NCAA baseball tournament. The selection committee for that tournament met yesterday for the first time and then decided to wait a week to make its initial choices. The Gamecocks are 38-11 with 3 games left to play. District 6 baseball champ Winthrop remains number 8 this week in the NAIA National Baseball Poll. Coastal Carolina slipped to 12th. Newberry is 17th. Pembroke State's Jim Atkins is this week's NAIA District 26 Player of the Week. He led the Braves into the district tournament this weekend with 2 victories in must-win situations. Well, the New York Yankees are playing pretty good ball of late. They're a half game behind Cleveland in the American League Eastern Division. In a win over the Angels last night, the Yanks got a relief pitching performance that borders on the spectacular. Ted Dawson reports on that game.
Last night, the Yankees had 2 on with none out in the 2nd inning. Jeff Zahn pitching to Bucky Dent. He drives it deep to left field, up against the wall. Craig Nettles scores easily. Here comes Barry Foote. He scores. It's 2-0 Yanks. The Angels get a run back, and here in the 5th, young rookie Gene Nelson is facing Don Baylor. He hits it deep to left field, gone. We're tied at 2. Now in the 6th, Lou Piniella up against Jeff Zahn. Piniella hits it deep to left field. It's gone. Yankees lead 3-2. Now, 1 out later, it's Barry Foote's turn against Zahn. Another shot to left field. It's out of here. 4-2 Yanks. From there, Ron Davis comes in to throw nothing but heat for the Yanks. All Davis does is strike out 8 in a row, an American League record, as the Yankees win it 4-2. For ABC, this is Ted Dawson reporting.
8 in a row for Davis, and he struck out 13 of the last 14 batters he's faced. One afternoon game in the majors today. In the National League, the Houston Astros come from behind to beat those hapless Chicago Cubbies 4-3. The Cubs have lost 17 in 20 ball games this season. One more win for the New York Islanders, and they're in the finals again. The defending Stanley Cup champions shoot for a sweep of their series with the Rangers tonight. Calgary will be without top scorer Kent Nielsen as the Flames try to even up their series with Minnesota at 2 games apiece. 2 jockeys who rode in the Kentucky Derby on Saturday have been penalized for their tactics during that race. Sandy Hawley, who rode Partey and misjudged the finish line, was fined $200. He stopped riding for a split second at the 16th pole and still finished 3rd in the race. Julio Espinoza got a 10-day suspension for what the Churchill Downs stewards called careless riding aboard Golden Derby, the colt that finished last in that field of 21. Top-seeded John McEnroe is to see his first action in the Tournament of Champions event in New York today. A $100,000 first prize goes to the winner of that one. And that's sports for this Tuesday evening. John's back in a moment.
Have a pencil? I'm going to give you the name of a publication that is read regularly by thousands of professional investors. Professionals whose careers depend on their making smart decisions every day. Ready? The publication is Barron's, published by Dow Jones. Professionals read Barron's because every week it gives them accurate and complete investment information. Hard, useful investment facts. Because Barron's has a proven track record in analyzing trends and upcoming market developments. You can get Barron's too. If you call this number now, you can get a 20-week subscription for only $21. And you'll get this booklet free, Understanding Technical Forecasting, that tells you in plain English just how professionals use Barron's, how you can use Barron's. 20 weeks of Barron's plus this revealing booklet for only $21. Professionals who have to be right read it. Maybe you should too. Call now toll-free 800-453-9000. That's 800-453-9000.
There's a yearly demand in South Carolina for over 350,000 Christmas trees. That's according to the new president of the South Carolina Christmas Tree Growers Association, Marvin Gaffney of Orangeburg. Gaffney, a staff forester that is, with the State Forestry Commission for 30 years, says that in less than 5 years, growers will be looking for exporting markets. And that's going to do it for the early Tuesday edition of PD 15 News. We will all be back tonight at 11. Now stay tuned for ABC's World News Tonight. For now, good night.
Belfast today. Reaction in the streets to the death of Bobby Sands, as his body is moved from the prison where he died to his home.